Yeah, I mean, obviously a great team in Buffalo, played on the road, kept it tight, there till the end, and a few key plays. And that game's a little different. So that's kind of been the story of the year so far. Can change that around. That's our focus. Had a great day today in practice. We just got to keep building.
You mentioned the few key plays. Go ahead. You got it. You mentioned the few key plays, and a lot of times, like that's what an NFL game comes down to, right? Is like a couple of those plays. How do you and the offense, or really the team, go about getting on the other side of those key plays?
Yep, just keep at it. Focus in practice, getting extra reps on those timing routes. If we're running it at a deeper depth in the game, let's make sure we work it in practice. Vice versa. We got to be work it on all levels, work all timing, continue to build that chemistry so we can hit those because it's a game of inches and we've seen that a few inches off and these games are different. So getting better at that, working on that, and it's a group thing.
Kellen had talked about how, you had earned, your first win based on the work that he's seen behind the scenes of practice and whatnot, that you have done well and earned that. And he also kind of praised your mentality throughout the process, and you kind of worked to get that first win, and he commended that as well. What's been the key to staying kind of mentally sharp as you wait to get that first victory?
Yeah, you wish you already had one, but it's a team thing. It is what it is. You can't control it. It's in the past. We're focused on the future, so it'll come. We're working hard this week to get it this week, get it done for the team this week, so we can get a win on the board and hopefully start stacking them.
How pleased have you been with your own personal progress throughout the couple weeks?
I feel good. I feel like I'm not playing losing football, which is good. Areas to improve, of course, just like everybody else, but feel good. I want to keep climbing, keep getting better, and do even more. So, but I feel good. I feel like I'm not playing losing football, which is key, and just keep going out there, playing to win, playing tough, and getting the ball to our playmakers.
I don't know if we've ever asked you, but what time do you get here in the morning, and what's kind of the work that goes into all this? How do you go about your day?
Yeah, get here, hour and a half before we even start the day, maybe 2 hours before we start the day, and go over the install, what we got. Get in the tubs, do whatever we got to do to get ready for the day. Just get your mind right on a Wednesday, even on a Tuesday. We're in here getting after it and doing the extra, which is good. Everybody does the extra here, and the process is right, which is good. So continue that process, add a little more each week, and let the outcome take care of itself.
Is the extra watching film outside of this? What do you find the extra?
I mean, film, tape, what at meetings, you name it. Extra throws after practice, just extra work.
And then is it kind of crazy that you can work so hard and the result isn't there yet? I swear
It is what it is. You want to get a win. Process is right, like I said. Going in the right direction. It's just a few plays each game. We all got to clean up. I got to clean up, and we will. I'm confident about that. It's got to get done, and we got to get it done this week.
What do you see with this Giants front? No edge pass rushers, a guy in the middle, and pretty disruptive front there.
Yeah, really good front. Probably one of the best in the league. We got to have a good plan for them. A lot of speed, a lot of power. On the back end, they don't do as much as what we've seen, from these other teams, disguise-wise. But they got their wrinkles and everything. But they run what they do well and can cause some havoc, to quarterbacks and offenses. So we got to get the ball out on time, take our shots when they're there, and just move the chains.
Do the losses mount?
What?
Do the losses mount each one? Does it get? I don't think it's harder and harder each week. But
No.
I just didn't know.
How much easier, or not maybe not easier is probably not the right word, but what's the impact of having a run game behind you like what you had in Buffalo?
It's huge. I mean, I think we ran the ball for 190 yards that game, and obviously more run-heavy game. But you can kind of control your time of possession. Get first downs on second down, stay ahead of the chains, and it marries up with action game and keeper game, and kind of keeps the defense on their toes, especially when we go tempo, under center, running the ball, doing different things. So I enjoy being under center. Going back to last year, I kind of enjoyed it, but we can switch it up on this offense is which what I kind of like. So I think we ran the ball really well. That's a bright spot of our offense right now is from last game, of course, but guys are running it well. We're blocking good up front. We just got to keep that rolling.
There's always some layer of kind of development throughout the course of the season of the offense, but just watching the first 4 weeks, it feels like every week there are new wrinkles Is that something you've kind of appreciated about this offense? Just every week there's just something new that helps the offense succeed.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously everything's game plan specific to who we're playing, but I mean, we do a good job putting in the right plays, getting in the right opportunities. It just comes down to execution and hitting them in the game, and if it's a run, if it's a pass, protection, everything. So we just all got to be on the same page out there, and ultimately just score more points. We have opportunities every game down there. We got to score more points, and starting this week, that's our goal. We got to score more points.
This short motion handoff to Alvin, which, how difficult is that to kind of get the timing right? And what is that? How does that help? Like, what does that kind of help the offense in terms of why would you run there?
Yeah, I mean it's tough on that defensive end. He's got to pick either the QB or Alvin. So especially with that quick motion, I mean it's tough on the end, and then if you execute it well, it's a good play. I think we got like 2 15-yard runs on that, which is great, especially on first down. So it's a good wrinkle, another good thing. We do a lot of different things off of it. So I think that's a good part of our offense right there.
So what stood out to you when you went up against Jonas Sanker this summer, and I guess what you've seen from him since he's been going against you?
Yeah. I mean, his maturity, he's a rookie, but, he's got that, vet presence almost, I mean, I'm not a vet by any means, yet, but being around some guys, and he's very mature, very serious about his craft, being around him during camp, and he's a playmaker. He's in the right spots. And then you saw in the game, he balled out. So it's great to see. It brings juice to us as an offense, and he gets a big-time turnover at the 50. We got to go down and capitalize off that. So that's all we can ask for out of that side of the ball, and they did a great job. And Jonas is he's a really good player.
I mean, did you take note of when you were facing him in the summer and you knew like he had like certain instincts, like when you say a playmaker? I know
Yeah.
he did make a few good.
He did, and he's got a good nose for the ball. Seems to always be in the right spot, and his reaction skills are really great. And you got to, he's got good eyes. He's a ball hawk back there, so you got to, make sure you hold him with your eyes when you're going against them for sure.
Brian Dable today said that he remembered visiting your high school when he was at Alabama. Do you recall that?
I recall it. Yep.
What
Yeah.
was that about?
No, we had a pretty good relationship. I mean, I remember him showing up during a weightlifting class when I was maybe sophomore year. I think he was at Alabama, and obviously met with him there, and I think they offered me that day, and then going to draft prep, did a visit up there, the whole deal, and had a great meeting with them, and got a lot of respect for Coach Dayball for sure.
Is it like kind of funny? I don't know if that's the right word, but like that you can be in the weight room and then like years later you're in an NFL draft room and like kind of the,
Yeah.
like, the
Yeah, it's
difference
small world, but obviously he climbed up the ranks, and I got a lot of respect for him. Always enjoyed my time around him.
And apologies on asking you one more about the record, but like, have you noticed people trying to throw it in your face at all? Like, there was a fan in Seattle holding an 0-8 sign at the time. What do you kind of make of? Do you ever stay off social media? Like, what do you kind of do?
I mean, it is what it is. When you're the quarterback, it's going to be part of the territory. You want to get some wins, but again, it's all about the process. I mean, I'm sure there's been other guys to not start, get as much wins as they wanted to in the early part of their career. Obviously, different situations for everybody, as you know, but you can't trip over it. That's one thing I'm not worried about that. That's in the past. Let's focus on the future and, hopefully stack some wins here soon.
That's where the ability to like be able to process that like that, where that kind of come from, to just handle that.
I mean, I think, being a quarterback, I think it comes with a lot of adversity from high school to college to now. So, I think a lot of QBs have already been through some sort of adversity, before the league, and then getting here, there's always going to be some adversity. So you got to fight through it, and just part of the position.
Did you see Jason and Foster back out there?
Oh man, it's great to see those guys back out there. It's good energy. I know they're excited to be back out there. They've grinded their butts off, to get back. So it's big to have those guys back, and I'm excited to get out there with them.
Taysom throw it like he did. Like, what do you think about that?
Hey, Taysom still got it, man. I'm not going to give too much intel on that, but he could do it all.
We're so used to thinking about him as, this guy that does everything and whatnot, but has he been somebody you've been able to lean on from the quarterback perspective in your time here as well?
Yeah, he's been in our meetings, which is awesome. Having a I mean, that's our vet in our meetings right there. He's been around Drew, seen how he's done it, and he gives me routine tips of how do I need to approach the week. He's seen how it's supposed to be done, and he's done it himself. So I'd be crazy not to ask advice from him. A guy that's literally done it all in this league and got a lot of respect for him. He's a great guy, and it's even better when he's on the field. So I'm looking forward to that.
Does he give you, I mean, is there kind of help from him to even just beyond throwing the football, but like you've increased your, rushing and kind of scrambling potential and everything so far this season? Has he been somebody to help with that?
Not with the rushing part, no. I don't want to run like him, but I don't think I could live doing that. But he's really smart guy. Coverage wise, he knows what he's seeing, and from all different positions, quarterback, running back, receiver. So it's good to ask him questions on the sideline during games throughout the week, see what he's seeing, and I like when he gives his input on maybe what I could do better, what we could do better.
With regards to that run game, you said you wanted to utilize some more. You obviously did so in the last game.
Yeah.
Are you happy with where that is at? Or are you over there asking Coach Moore for some design runs and different things like that?
Yeah, I'm happy where it's at. I want to keep doing that, keep using that. I think it's a good key to our offense. To keep drives going, get us in scoring positions. In key moments of the game, sometimes you have to run it. And you saw Josh Allen do the same thing. When you need it and you see a hole, just go and get it instead of going through your read. So it's part of the game. I think I want to keep doing that. And Kellen does a good job of calling, obviously, the called QB runs. But I think the big ones happen when they're kind of off script.
What do you feel like you've done in terms of like when rewatching the games, like noticing when or when not to take off? Like, oh, there was maybe a throw there versus like, how do you feel like your balance has been like when I'm bailing, it was the right decision to make?
Yeah, I feel good about it. If you get a first down, it's always a good decision. And I feel like in that game I did, and there might be a 6-yard throw there on 3rd and 8, might get tackled at 6. So if you can go get it with your legs, go get it, save a hit. Got to be smart outside the pocket and not take too many shots. But I'm pass first and then run second. So definitely want to get the throws off. But if the rush lane's there, you got to go get it.
That's one of the big talking points has been about a couple of those in-breaking routes
Yep.
and the connections there. Everything. What goes into making those connections, and how do you all continue to refine that?
Yeah, you just got to keep repping them. You're not going to be perfect throughout those games, but you want to hit those, and you have to hit those. So, I put that on me. Just keep working the timing, keep working the footwork, the chemistry with the guys, how we're going to run it. Like I said earlier, depending on where we're at on the field, we might rep it all week from the 10-yard line and get in the game, and it's on the 17. So the timing's off, but you got to make it work. Slow down your feet, and just you don't got to throw them as hard as you can. Just put it to a spot, let them make a play. But again, game of inches. You want those, you need those, and can't miss those anymore. Won't miss them.
And then just you were talking about game plan earlier and the way that it shifts and changes weekly. How involved, like, what's your process with Kellen in terms of developing a game plan? Do you have a meeting with him where you say, I like this, I like that? How is that going?
Yeah, every Friday, I go up to his office and we talk about, favorites and normal D&D, third down, red zone, tempo, you name it. So I give him a list of stuff I'm comfortable with and what I like, and he does a great job of, there's nothing might be some plays I go in there and say, hey, I don't like this, it doesn't feel right to me. So we won't run that, but a lot of the plays I really like, and we run well. So I think he's got I thought he called a great game last game, and I know he's going to keep getting better. We're all going to keep getting better and get a feel for this thing. So just got to keep working at it. The process is right. Just got to go out there and put it all together, which we're close. And, I'm tired. We're sick of saying it, but it's time. So it's time to get it done. Time to go out there and do it. And got so much faith in this group, and we can go get it done.
How long do those meetings last?
They're not too long. It's Friday, Fast Friday, so we're in and out. But get to the point. Talk through the game, what we're going to start with, what we're thinking, and I think it's a very beneficial meeting. Something that not all coaches do, but I really like how he does that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.